Oh Lord.
Tide ho.
Oh Lord.
Ho tide.
Lord. Oh
Tide
my.
ho.
Wait a minute. Oh Lord. Hey guys.
Hello.
Wait a minute.
What happened?
You're not on the other side. You're here.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Wait, I was gonna say, wait, what happened?
Wig.
Yes,
No.
we're officially together live,
Yes.
finally.
Like we used to. When we used to do it when we first started.
Oh yeah.
Oh girl.
Yeah.
That was a lot. And then we stopped because we couldn't figure out the
time, yeah.
And then also the mechanisms of how we can make it sound good or even how we can record it. And now, every once in a while you're going to get this.
Yeah.
Not all the time. Don't get used to it.
Okay. Okay, let's get into it. I mean, It was a good episode.
It was cute. It was fun.
It really was. Oh, I'm Tahoe here.
And so Lord.
T.O.show.
The T.O.show.
Yes.
I have to say it.
Yes. So let's get straight into it because Potomac is lit, and plus we
want to get a little side preview of Candace's album.
Absolutely, that too. Look, I was trying to look up everything. Look at that.
Oh, I see. There you go.
So,
you guys, I had suggested to him. We were talking about music for some reason, and he brought up the Gossips. The Gossips,
yeah,
because he loves that band. I love them too. And when he said that, I was like, "Oh, you love them?"
Yes.
And then I had asked if he've heard Beth Ditto when she went solo. He didn't.
No, I didn't.
So, and for a fun fact, this was we were talking about Britney Spears that day.
Yeah.
Weren't we were doing a whole Britney moment, listening to Britney songs, our favorites and stuff like that. We would have recorded it, but we didn't want to. Sorry, you guys. We just want to have fun,
Yeah.
So I had mentioned Beth Ditto. Wrote the book. I wrote the book. That song, and he's vibing to it. So he's been listening to it.
I guess
after I brought it up, I'm trying to get him into some good music, some more.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. So let's get into Potomac. This episode, what you gonna give it?
If I had to give it a rating out of a 10, I would say I think it was an 8-9.
Yes,
not
I was about
9,
to say 8.
9,
I would say 8,
but like 8.
A solid 8. If it's a little bit more close to a 9, but it's just still gonna be on
not
the 8
a 9.
mark. It's 8. Yeah, a solid 8.
It had it had the right amount of drama. I love when the ladies are all together. It didn't have any moments where Ashley was by herself, which are very boring. Please stop doing that.
We don't like to see Michael, but we can say that he has been on his best behavior and basically trying to reshape his character.
At
the end of the day.
The only time we want to see Michael is when he's talking about Juan. That's it.
Because we love it. We love it. It's a dig at Robin every time. It really is. It really is. And Juan is okay. I don't know. He just don't give us no personality. Whatever.
He's one of those guys that if you're into like trade, that's one.
Basically, you just want the dick and you don't want no conversation.
Yeah, you don't want
He'll be perfect.
He'll be
perfect.
Yeah.
He's the type of person that after you do the deed, he'll be like, get off me. Kind of situation.
Right. He'll be like, oh, I'm going. He'll be like, okay, that's cool. Transaction complete.
Okay. So, okay, so I guess, how did the episode start out? I think we was talking basically about, Karen's candles, if I'm not mistaken.
I think
on
so.
Karen candles.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was about the candles situation because Karen went to bring up her candles, and she talked about Wendy's candles as well. So this is the episode we watched, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, she brought up Wendy's candles as well. Now we're going to kind of confirm. We want to confirm a little bit before we get into it. But yeah, it was Karen's candles. She was talking about the candles. I liked what she was doing. She was basically kind of like, talking, kind of getting into the candles, kind of, showing you guys that this is something she's serious about.
Yeah.
She means, oh no, it's actually about Grace and driving. That's what the show started with. But we can skip on that. That's, it's funny, but it was funny when Giselle was nervous, but it's, I feel like that's a normal human thing. It's
for us, I know for a lot of reviews that we have been listening to, and definitely for me personally, not even based on their opinions, that's the only time we enjoy Giselle with her daughters.
I said that to you too. Because I feel like, I like their relationship. You could tell there's an authenticity, whatever. You know the word I mean. She's authentic. There you go.
So, so we enjoy that moments with her and her girls. But other than that, the rest of the stuff is like, girl, basically we need to see more than just you and your girls. We want to see a little bit more of your life. And I think Giselle is not willing to give that information up. Because,
she's not.
Because I think it's to the point that she's just really boring. I mean, it is a thing out there with very beautiful people that a lot of times they don't hold personalities very well. Because it's like they don't have to really,
and she
do anything for people to be into you.
She does try, but I think the problem is, she doesn't have a personality. Let's just be honest. It's just that. That's what we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it started with that, and Giselle showing us the house is still being built. I have no idea why she wanted to throw a party at her house.
With all that going on.
Yes, I wouldn't. No, that's dangerous. Somebody could get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? I'm going to sue you. And own that house.
You'd be like, girl, I don't want to put the girls out. I think that's the only reason why you wouldn't want to sue her, because of the girls.
Yeah.
But her house is basically looking like a quilt. If we want to be really honest. It's a quilt.
It's giving 3 different houses. Mm-hmm. Just trying to figure out what they're going to do.
Well, why she had to paint the house white?
Because that's the only way it'll look like it cohesive.
She could have did something else. Because it's just not fitting well for her. So
also, she made the statement and Robin actually did check her on that statement. I don't know if you saw that, where she was like, some of the people, they just gonna have to pee outside or something. And Robin was like, no, that's
we're not accepting that.
Listen.
We're not accepting that.
Listen.
Because last time I checked, wasn't she the one making sure? Well, it seemed like the people that you were saying hit ain't even went to the house.
She said it afterwards because they was going off at her. So now she wanna, let me, Robin, shut up, girl, shut up, Robin, be quiet. That happened. Then Karen with the candles, and then we got a little bit of Wendy with her candles, and there's allegedly a cheating thing with Karen. I don't see it. I don't believe it.
Come on now,
girl. Ray is not of the age where he can just do that willy-nilly. I'm just saying.
Agree.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean, but Ray is like,
Let's move on. Well, we're gonna go to Mia. I mean, how you feel about this situation of her development? We're gonna get to her later. We're gonna get to her next.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So, how you feel about her as a character on the show? Like, basically, what she brings to the show.
I liked her at first, but I feel like one of the problems with Mia is
flip-flopper.
Yes, and she doesn't know how to do flip-flopping as a fun, like make it fun and entertaining. Mm-hmm. Somebody mentioned that they feel like she tries to flip-flop with who's popular at that moment, or who is right, or who is, majority at that moment, or stuff like that. And they mentioned something that she tries to impress Karen by going in and digging at Giselle. But then it's like you apologize to Giselle and you're like, Giselle, I really like you. It's like, it's not adding up.
It's a flip-flopper situation at the end of the day.
It's not adding up. And I want you to be ready, because when that reunion hits, you got to get ready, because Candace is coming at you full force.
Oh, Lord, they can handle her mouth.
And you better not come up with no tired. Oh, Candace, you actually, please, girl, don't do these tired reads. Don't do these tired reads. The only reason that read that you did to Giselle and Robin, when you said, "Oh, I just wanted to make sure they could see what luxury looks like." Only reason that worked is because it's Giselle and Robin. Mm-hmm. But it's like, you got to do something better with Candace. You can't just do Candace. Just her man pays for her. Oh, okay.
Well, and then what? Well, that's why we're gonna get that little salad toss from Mia, because Candace's mouth is reckless. At the end, I have a friend like that. His mouth is reckless. I know mine's is too, but his is on another level. Mm-hmm. And I already told him. I said, "Honey, once we get into it, you ain't about to say nothing. We about to fight. I'm like, oh, just come outside.
And see, I'm just the friend that just sits on the side. And it's just cool.
I'm like, no, let's go outside and we're gonna fight.
I'm just the friend that sits on the side, and I'm cool. The other girls, they be popping off at the mouth. I don't do all that.
Okay. Well, the story was basically about, well, her scene with the situation was about her mom and her reconnecting, and her feeling that her mom is closer to her sister and stuff. Her sister.
Yeah, her sister.
Yeah.
I didn't really care. I mean,
I wouldn't say I care because I wouldn't say I experiencing that. Well, yeah, I have experienced that. Let me stop because especially my dad. I think my point is, as people, and when you have siblings and how you want your parents to be very,
you want equal, them to be a certain way.
Yeah, equal with you. You can reach a point where, you're not going to be able to get that out of the person, no matter how hard you try.
And you got to just let your relationship with that person work how it's going to work.
Yeah.
If your mother and you are going to get closer, let it happen naturally if that's what's meant to be.
Yeah.
You got to, as you said, you got to let that expectation of that person go, and just accept the parent you got.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the parent you want. You got the parent you got. So whatever relationship you have with her, that's what the relationship you have with her, until she's ready to progress with that and actually do the work. Yeah. All you got is you. You just got to worry about you, your kids, and your husband, and whoever else you cool with like that. Worry about them.
And I definitely on her point of worrying about herself of, because like I said, when you're dealing with things like that, it is a strong side effect to you of how you go to, fill that void. And you want to make sure that it is definitely, in a very good way, not to the point that it's going to damage you in the long run. And I think I've struggled with that, especially with my parents and stuff like that. It's like, I know what I'm getting from them. Or whatever case may be. It's not going to be very traditional how you see what other families, how, mothers are, or, how fathers are with their kids. And my point is, I know that's not going to be nowhere near my future with the situation. And I'm like, I'm okay with that. And her trying to force something that this person is not going to be able to give. Because I have a sister, she's the same way with the situation as well. Like, I want this from our mom. Like, well, you're not going to get that. It's not, she don't have it to give to you.
Right.
And, she has to reach that point.
And and understand.
Exactly. And you don't want to reach a situation where you're resenting your sibling because your mom wants to be close with her. Or she's the favorite or whatever.
Right. Because
it's natural. Don't get it twisted.
Because she did mention that, where she was like, I'm fun too. I like doing stuff too. It's like, yeah, you do, but they have a relationship that you don't have with her. And
well, it's already been proven and studied a little bit that, parents always have their favorite child.
That's true.
Wait. Are you spilling tea?
I know that I'm not the favorite. No, I'm just kidding. My mom tries to be equal with us. She tries really hard to be. I feel like they have a closer relationship. I think it's
just two, yes. I think it's more.
They have a closer relationship because they do more stuff together. And me and my mom, we do certain other stuff, but it's like time constraints makes it to where some of the stuff we do together doesn't happen. So it's like, we're all close. We're a unit, whatever. But her favorite right now is her nephew that's getting on my nerves. He got to go.
Oh, Lord. But it's very natural. I think someone did brought up this. I think I wish I can get this person so I can, put them down as a reference of who spoke on this. Where it was like, I think it was a mother speaking about it. She was like, the way sometimes it shifts, with your kids and stuff like that. Yeah. And like if one is behaving better, so, you're going to favor that more because it's like, they doing what they need to be doing and you ain't doing what you need to be doing. So it's like, it's a lot of things that goes into that when your parents is doing that or whatever case may be. But I've always been in scenarios where, cousins, siblings been, favored over me. So I understand that dynamic. Exactly. And, and I think that's why I always try to be fair with a lot of people. I try to make a situation where it's inclusive, where it's like, again, if someone's speaking up or talking about something, like because, I work in a group setting. So it's like, we all talk. I make sure everybody's point is valid, that it's been heard. That, and I know a lot of people like, oh, you got to speak up. You got to make sure they hear you and stuff like that. It can be the point that it can be all our responsibility in the part of the conversation to say, you know what, this person is speaking right now.
Exactly.
Let's listen to this person versus us. Oh, you need to force. No. Everybody responsibility in the conversation to turn around and say, this person got something to say. What you got to say, honey?
Exactly.
Especially if you're having a genuine conversation and you're having a conversation about, your thoughts, opinions, facts, whatever.
What have you.
Yeah, so I feel like the way she's going about it, it's just like, it's not going to really work. I understand from a person that has failed as a mother, and to the point where, yeah, you're going to be in a situation where you're going to want to help someone where you feel needed at the end of the day. And she knows this child needs her more than you need her because you financially are stable and stuff like that.
Yes.
And I think her coming in, again, being your nanny, where all your success and what you got going on, she's not really fully able to take responsibility. I mean, well,
it's a thing where she's not feeling like she can be, like a grandmother sometimes.
Yeah.
Where, they can come in and you may not have it at that moment and you're like, oh, I need your help. And like you said, I think you mentioned this. I don't know if you mentioned it to them, but you did mention that I think what the mom's feeling is she wants to feel needed.
Yes.
And that's probably something that is residual from what she was doing back then. Because it's like when she was going through what she was going through and what she was doing, she probably wants to feel needed, to feel like, oh, here I am actually doing what I should have been doing. Or here I am helping, showing that, I'm your mother. I want you to love me and forgive me for what I did. So if I can help or be there and be present, maybe this will be a way of like, not rebuffing, but like retribution.
Redeeming herself.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's, maybe I'm far out, but that sounds like something kind of in line.
Yeah. I think with that situation, it can be a double sword, because I remember I was at a point where I wanted to be in a situation where a person need me. And I think the point is, it comes to a point where definitely that, because you can really cripple a person when you just make yourself so to the point of available, especially when you're not even really needed in certain situations. That means that you're overstaying the point of helping. So it's a lot. So it's like it's a lot into it. But we've been a little too long on this situation. But that's how we kind of like really feel about there. So again, Giselle and Robin wants to have this party.
Oh, well, let's talk about Candace first.
Well, we're going to get it. But she's inviting everybody to the party and stuff like that.
Yes.
So that's what the scene is going to. But then we got to have our conversation about Candace and her mom and Chris.
Yes. Okay, here's my thing. From day one, y'all have been hounding Candace about Chris getting paid. My problem is when she answered this question at Williamsburg, when they were on the vacation, when they went out of, she answered the question. All questions should have stopped.
Absolutely.
There's no more to ask. What else can you ask? Is Chris getting paid? There's no more to ask. Now, some people are saying they feel like they asked the mom because they want to know her opinion and if she's going to tell the truth or what.
You don't ask somebody, mom.
That
I don't feel like it's any reason to ask your mom.
If you're friends with that person, you should take them on their word.
Yeah. My point is, if it was something that was alarming, like say if you was in a bad relationship and it was like you shutting me out, and I'm like,
kind of like Kelly Price right now with what she's doing right now. Kelly Price's situation. That about all that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that, where it's like that's alarming.
Yeah, and it's like you need, like I say, it's like you don't want to betray your friend, but it's like, I want to help my friend. I'm not betraying them. They may feel that at that moment, right, or whatever. Or they may feel that forever, but it's like, I was at the end of the road and I want to make sure that she was okay. So that's the only thing I can see me reaching out. If something had happened to you and I was really concerned and I was like, yeah, we need to come together and, handle this situation at the end of the day.
Yes.
So that's my point. You don't go to a person parent and talk about them or whatever case may be.
Because it's rude. It's kind of rude. Not kind of. It's very rude. That's disrespectful.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of, it's a lot of problems with that. But you guys, we'll be right back and talk about the Candace thing. And then we'll go further into the episode.
Yeah. But I want to bring it up. I want a little add on to that because I mean, it wasn't a mother situation, but I remember I was having issues with one of my friends. And like I said, I had 2 friends at the time. They were cool. I wouldn't consider them super friends.
Yes.
But my point is when me and her had a falling out, well, basically she did something that I didn't really like. And I kind of like stopped talking to her because it was like I had to wrap my brain around if I wanted to go back and deal with her. But all I'm hearing from my other friend is that, like, oh, she keep on asking about you. But I'm like, but she has my number. She need to call me. Why is she talking to you about...
You should have added this on to the Wendy thing. Because this is very Wendy. This is very of that Wendy moment. But you guys, that's...
Yeah, you ask me if I'm your friend. And I'm like, I'm more friends with you than her. Yeah. Like, I know she's my friend and she's my friend. But it's like, you think she ain't going to come back and tell me? And me not feeling some type of way. It's like, you have my number.
Right.
We had a relationship beyond even you knowing about my other friend. So you should call me and you should talk to me.
Right.
At the end of the day.
That's rude. It's rude and disrespectful how they're handling Candace with this whole Chris situation. How they kind of go in on her about what she says to people versus what y'all say to her and how y'all treat her.
Because if this was anything about Jamal or Juan, you're being shady, or you being concerned, like, girl, you really want to be with him.
Let's not forget, Ashley did say something about Juan, and Robin pulled up on her. Let's not forget that, because you pulled up on Ashley at her restaurant. You did this
about somebody that you said that y'all not even in a relationship.
You had on that. I think it was that same season or the season after when she went on that date. When she was supposed to go on the date.
It was same season because she turned around and said me and her wasn't even dating. Just saying, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was either the season before, the season after, or
no, it was that season because Ashley didn't get the restaurant until I think second season. So it was that season. It was that season because it was at the restaurant. Yeah. So Monique and all of them was already there at that time. So that's what it was.
But we'll be back, you guys.
Yes.
Hey guys,
we're back.
Yes, the T.O. show is back.
Yes,
we're syndicated.
What is it
I'm
called?
Just kidding.
That podcast, Shady, Reasonable was shady.
Reasonable, shady, embellished, embarrassed, embezzled. Embalmed. I don't know.
We can call it the shady and the sidekick.
There you go.
Because it's never a point of... And like I said, let's get to the party. So they get to the party.
And of course we talked about the Candace thing. We talked about that. We talked about Mia with her mom. I think, Mia, you got to let your mom be your mom. Whenever she's ready to get to that place with you, she'll get to that place with you. Until then, you're good. Just be you.
No, we still haven't finished with Candace with the mom and the what's wrong situation.
Now, here's the thing. I want to say this, you guys. Candace's mom was wrong. That's first and foremost.
Yes.
But you don't want to check your mom on TV. That's your mom. You can't, Okay, well.
Well, my point is, I guess the relation... Well, I'll say for my mom, I would. But I understand with Candace's mom and what you call them. Candace's mom basically raised her and took care of her, even though we don't know if...
Well, she said some things that have been alarming.
So I understand that's a different kind of dynamic of relationship. But let me tell you something. My parents would do something like that to my man behind my back and do that. Oh yeah, I would be... Because everybody, like I say, everybody got a different relationship with their parents. I am the type of person, my parents would do some shit like that.
I feel like mine wouldn't do that. I feel like that's the thing.
I don't think they would ever do that.
I don't think my mom would. My mom and dad would not do that to me. In public, at least they'll tell me.
I don't think my parents would do that to me either. But I'm just saying, if it was to happen, I would like...
But you never know, though, with TV. Some people... You'd be surprised.
Yeah, they'll talk
You'd
about
be surprised.
So, that's really upsetting.
If I was Candace, I would definitely check her.
She should.
And if I was Chris, I would be like,
she
I really
should be
don't know if
checked
I want
publicly. She
I
said
don't know if I want to have a relationship with you like that, for you to do that. Like, you came in the first time when she was coming after him. That last time, on that last season that she was in, that, you know, when she hit Candace in the face with the purse, that season she was coming after him, and it's like, this season you're still coming after him, and it's like, I want to say this from a TV perspective, it's entertaining-ish. From a TV, like from me watching a show, okay, cool, mess, drama, here for it. From a person that's like, if I was going to apply this to myself, I would not be happy with my mom. I don't think I would like you doing something like that to somebody I'm dating. Like, I can understand her opinion. Don't get me wrong. Let's not. We're not going to sit here and say that she's not wrong in what she was trying to say about the manager thing. That's it. The manager thing is the only thing she was wrong at. Leave Chris alone. Candace is happy. Chris is happy. Let them do them. If it becomes a failure, then that's just what it is.
Exactly.
But you got to be at the place where you got to let your daughter make mistakes if that's what's going to happen. Yeah. If this is a mistake, let her make that mistake and then learn from that.
Yes. Like, because it's too a type of things when you're dealing with people, when you have been through something, because we all go through things, and you see someone going through it. Now, your best thing is to give them advice and tell them about it. Now, they got two things on it, and I feel like with all of us as humans, we either take the advice or we go through it, the lesson. And when you have developed a point where you understand that, okay, you know what, okay, well, my friend is ready to, or my child, my sibling, whatever, they're willing to go through the process.
Right.
And, people don't want to tell you so, but you're like, yeah, girl. But, but hey, you have to go through it, or whatever case may be.
Right. And the thing is, it's like, you can tell a person all day long, this is not good. I don't know if you should do this. Me and Hard Ho have done that to each other. I'll be like, I don't know if you should do this. Or he'll tell me, I don't know if you should do this. And it's like, it's up to you as the person to decide that you want to do it, or you want to take your friend's advice.
Yes.
It may be good advice. They may be telling you something, but you have to personally experience it enough to know, no, this was wrong. I shouldn't have did this. So it's just one of those, like, you gotta let them handle it.
You gotta do that with your friend. And the funny thing is, like, I had went by my friend's house last time. We hadn't gotten to this, which it was a debate. It really was a debate, or whatever case may be. And I'm not gonna lie, I did call it out because I'm like, yeah, no, that's just, we'll talk about it off camera. But,
yeah, I got you.
But my point is, like, we talked about it. Was I feeling this type of way? Not really, because I can understand that we're not going to always agree on things.
Yeah.
But my point is, you have to be real honest with your friend, even when it's a similar small debate. But I think the point of calling, hey, this is what this is. This is what it is.
Right.
And I think sometimes when we have been through things and stuff like that, we can be biased on things. And sometimes your friend may not understand it. But, we talked it out and we worked it out and stuff like that. But it's okay to call, and which I wish Robin would do, is to say, this is this. Right. No matter how you want to cut it, this is this. I am telling you this is this.
Right.
Or whatever case may be. And like I say, at that time, I know she felt a little upset that we were, I wasn't say arguing, but I think the point was we were having a debate, and I'm like, no, I'm telling you what it is. To the point, even her sister stepping in, like, no, this is what he's saying. This is what you're doing. Like, and I think sometimes, at the time she couldn't have received it, but we talked that out, and she did apologize. She's like, I say, no, I say, it's just the point that
that's how friendships work.
Yeah.
You're gonna have moments where you and your friend argue. Me and Ty have argued.
And I was right.
No, she wasn't. Don't listen to her.
I was right.
We'll argue, get heated into arguments, and then we'll come back and be like, this is what I was trying. We've actually posted one of them on the podcast where we was talking about, I forgot, but we had that conversation about Lil Nas X, and we was like butting heads a little bit on that, but then we came back and talked.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. That's the whole point of friendships is, you can argue. You fuss with the person. You love them.
Yes.
And,
It's a lot of
It's
time what
not perfect.
our experiences, you guys, makes us so biased sometimes
Mm.
to the point that we can't even see it at that
Yes.
moment or whatever case may be. And I feel like with her situation, it was the point that she went through something and she was biased against it. She couldn't see it. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this is what that is. I'm telling you, this is what it is, or whatever case may be. And I think my point is, I don't like you to be a hypocrite. And I'm like,
Yes.
I don't like that. And if you feel like I'm being a
Yes,
hypocrite, call me out, make it make
oh my
sense.
God, he hates. Oh,
Yeah,
when
I
that
don't.
happens, he gets very, very angry.
Yes, but you know what? One thing, because we talked about this, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to take it back.
Okay,
I'm gonna admit
let's
it.
hear it.
I'm gonna take it back. A performer now. The situation with Candace. The situation with Candace and Ashley. When she called her wide body. Again, that is body shaming.
It is.
But my point is, all these girls have body shamed.
Okay,
And I think
I want
that's
to
the
point
point. I
this
want to take
out.
that back.
I want
You're
to point
right.
this out. I get where they're trying to come from in the aspect of she just had a baby, but I also feel like, as a fan of this show, y'all have all body shamed each
Yes.
other.
Yes.
Y'all have, like, and that's the thing. It's like we can't sit here and go, this is wrong, but this is not wrong.
Yes. Well, I'm not gonna take the point that she wanted to take it out like she wasn't doing that.
Oh, no,
Now that's something I'm sticking by that.
Mm-hmm.
My point is everybody has.
Everybody has done something along those lines.
We all have. We all have.
We've body shamed ourselves. We body shamed other people. I've done it. He's done it.
Yeah, so it stand in your convictions. I think my point is that was the point I didn't care for, is that, girl, that's what it is. It's like, if you're gonna apologize for it, then apologize for it. At least call it what it is.
With that.
So that's when I was angry and upset with her, and that was really making me more angry with her, because it's like, okay, now you've been really just, girl.
If you're gonna apologize for it, apologize and stop saying it.
Exactly. Apologize for
if you're not correctly. Gonna. But I do feel like, I think one of the things is she apologized because fan reaction, and she knew people would take that and run with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that's sad, because it's like, that's the whole point. We come here, y'all shade each other, y'all talk mess about each other, y'all have fun. But
it was funny. We not.
Well,
my point is, it was funny. We do that all the time. But girl, your big ass, sit your big ass down. We do that.
Okay, can I just say this?
Well,
ever since Candace talked about Ashley's forehead, every time I see Ashley, I look at her forehead, and I'm like,
well, we already knew her forehead was big.
We did, because Giselle said something, and then that's when Karen said the stovepipe legs.
Mm-hmm.
That was funny.
Because again, Candace brought up something on Watch What Happens Live, and she was like, I don't know why it's a big deal of me saying something about Ashley, when the point people talk about like top stove legs, forehead, all kind of stuff that they were saying on it. Big feet.
Ashley said Sharice's titties were saggy. Yeah, that happens.
That's all connected.
We all talk about Robin's wide shoulders. We talk about it. Come on now.
Yes, but my point is, don't deny something what it is. All right. And it's like,
just say you were body shaming her. I can agree with her when she was like, I said it because I was angry with you.
Yeah.
But I want to say this. I think the thing is, you don't really have to go full force on Ashley, because the way Ashley is positioning herself, it seems like she's more going the route of Mother Teresa. I'm a reformed woman, and
she's going in that way, but she's gone to the point that, if we want to be quite honest with this, she really doesn't have a storyline. Like, she's not really into none of the mess or the drama. She's just adding to it. Like, even with this scene with them all at that party, Wendy. It's like, girl, you, and again, and even with Candace,
were you there, love?
Okay, good night, girl. Good night. Let me tell you something. I really want. Let me tell you something. Look, me and old Lord is friends, but when a situation has got him, and I'm like, girl, you wasn't there. Shut up.
All right.
Or whatever case may be. And that's just the end of it.
You can't be offended by something that you weren't even a part of.
You can't.
Like, you were sitting here. Well, they were saying, Ashley, you weren't even there. So how would you know? Oh, well, Robin and Giselle. So you're telling me from a biased opinion how you feel, even though you, Ashley, was not there.
Yes.
That's a problem. That's the problem with Ashley. It's like you keep involving yourself in things because, well, Giselle told me Giselle was there.
Exactly.
You weren't.
My point is, what I'm going to pick up
Go for it.
is like, okay, if I was going to be defending you on something that I was in there for, I'm going to take your word for it.
Mm-hmm.
But my point is, I will watch the interaction go. And
Yes.
once I'm watching interaction go and I'm seeing whatever y'all saying, what's all adding up, and then I can be the point of the mediator with the situation. Exactly. Okay, well, you saying she said this, but you said this about her, and I'm thinking that, you got to understand a lot of things. I think the points in arguments, a lot of things cancel each other out. But my point is, I always like to go to the person who first slick, because I'm like, well, you started it.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like, this is what Mia should have been doing. Because, like, you keep trying to, I'm the mediator. I'm helping the situation. You're not. Because you piped into the situation, too. But the thing is, you're only piping in because you have an issue with Candace for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. I have no idea why you have an issue with Candace right now. Somebody point me to where Candace set something up with her. I just want to know.
Yes. Now, I would agree in a sense, because this is my point.
Go for it.
How would I put this? I'm very to a point that if I'm going to be upset with a person, because, I'm going to be more upset with the person that's supposed to be loyal to me.
Yeah.
Not for somebody that I don't even know, that basically just want to join on the bandwagon to be shady or whatever.
Don't have nothing to do with.
So my point is, I'm not going to be full force as she was with Mia or whatever case, because it's like my mom had the conversation with you.
Yes.
And that's the point that I'm having issue
with.
Because, but I'm like, I see you, though.
Yeah.
I'm letting you know I know you there.
I
got you, bitch.
I'm here.
But all I know is I will be more mad with my mom than I'm with you.
Yes.
And I think that's the point when you handle that. But I'll be like,
I'll handle it, bitch. Let me say this. I handle my mom, but I'm coming for you. Because first of all, who are you to come up to my mom? Is Chris getting paid? Is who's the manager of this ghetto establishment? Ma'am. And then she was like, this is an old parking lot. What new parking lot do you know of?
But I'm talking about you see, that's my point with these conversations. How Candace really let Giselle and Robin slide.
Because they said, I said something. Oh, we got to get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay. Oh, we can get to the party now. Let's get to the setup.
We talked about Mia with the candles, which was nice. I think I'm excited for her. Not Mia. Wendy. Because Karen and Wendy met up about the candles. Yeah. And everybody's trying to set it up as shade. At first, I thought so too. But
I don't think it's shade.
Let's be honest. Karen actually mentioned that she was going to do candles before. That was the thing she mentioned before when she was doing La Dame, when she was starting. She was like, I want to go into fragrances. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And so she already had that planned out.
But my point is, it was like, well, why she didn't bring up to which one that she was doing the line? I'm like, I don't want a bitch to know what I'm preparing to do, for as like, how I'm going to set it up and stuff like that.
Add on to that. But go ahead, say what you want to say.
I'm not gonna relate. But she said again, it was about Wendy, and I was telling her what she should do and what I done. So my point is,
have her moment.
And then Karen did brought up something that was a strong important, like when her and Giselle was getting to. She said, whenever we talk business, I don't talk business with you. So it's like, why are we having the conversation?
Yeah, why am I telling you about this and this and this and this? Why am I bringing that up to you?
Exactly. Because last time I thought if you was a business person, the last thing, and I think I had a friend that he was doing business and stuff like that. And I was like, and he was oversharing. I said, you don't need to be telling them all that. I'm like, you can give them the ladder, but I'm like, you're really going into detail of everything of how you're going to set it up, how you're going to do it and stuff like that. And, what you're creating and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, you don't do that. Just give them the basic steps of what they need to do.
Like us doing the TL show. We just decided randomly we was going to do it. And we were just going to do what we was going to do, talk how we was going to talk. We're just going to be ourselves. And this is our show. Yeah. That's how it's going to be. I wasn't going to tell nobody. I was going to set it up, boom, do it, put it out there, products out there.
And you don't want everybody to know because, if they're listening, they might think about it. They might know about it.
Exactly. But yeah, so it's like, yeah, I do agree with Karen when she said that. I think that was like when she was first doing La Dame, when she was like in the planning stages, because she dropped it out there. We didn't see anything that year. I don't think we saw anything that year.
No, we didn't saw that year.
And then it was like after, that's when she started kind of spiraling into, let me start doing it. Let me actually do this. And I mean, yeah, same with Giselle. Giselle, you didn't really talk business with Karen about your thing. I forgot what the name was. Fenty?
No, it wasn't Fenty. Don't beat a girl.
I'm talking about. I mentioned Fenty because that's a success story.
What was that damn Hunter?
All people?
Everly.
Effortless.
What is it? Effortless? Yeah.
The nude collection.
I don't know. It was something.
Beauty something.
But yeah, sometimes you don't speak business of what you got going on
because you don't know how what that person's gonna do with that. They can run with that.
Exactly.
Look at
and why would I want to tell a person that I was doing a candle as something they want to do, and something like I said, I already was planning on doing, to stop them like, oh well, you're doing a candle, well I guess I'm not gonna do it. I'm like, nah, we ain't got. Let's talk about you. She gave her the business point of what she needed to do. She did everything right. She didn't need to tell her that she was dropping a candle.
I also liked when she was talking to the lady who she was working with, Robin, and she was like, Wendy's also doing candles. I think it's a good idea. She's do e-commerce. I think there's a way she should handle it. And that should be how she starts.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that she was like, I want to do candles. We can both be doing candles.
Yes. I'm glad Wendy didn't fall into it.
I think because she knows that it takes time. And everybody's trying to shade Karen and be like, oh, Karen was rushing her product. Why would she do that? Why would she rush a product and be stupid like that to make something that's going to fail?
Yeah.
If you're very serious about, I want this to be a business, you don't rush nothing to make it fail, that it's going to fail. You take your time. You make sure it comes out how you want it to. You make sure it smells how you want it to do. Like how we're doing the podcast now. We didn't really rush. We just didn't know what we was doing.
Yeah.
That was really it.
We was winging it. We really was.
And then we started, as we grew, we started in the process, like when we found out the blue, this is a snowball blue microphone.
Yeah.
We used that. We found out for cheap. We got both.
Two different ones. So many ways we were trying to make it work because our schedules change and everything. But we eventually got it down packed, Like I said, when you determine you can do that.
Yeah. And that's how you do. You just got to make the time.
All right, let's get to this party. Okay.
Yes.
So,
first of all, Giselle, what in the world? Why in the world would you have a party outside of that house? That's a liability.
All that construction going on.
That's a liability.
It really was.
That's a liability, girl.
We could say her outfit finally looked nice.
Okay. It was in the neighborhood.
It was.
It was simple. And I think that works for her.
Mm-hmm. A scholar looked good. Wendy looked nice.
Wendy did look really nice. Robin, I don't know what you were wearing. What was this leopard? The snakeskin jacket, and then you're wearing shorts, like Bermuda shorts, and you thought that was cute.
She looked like a Karen. That's literally
girl.
Not that Karen, but the Karen, if you know what I mean.
Karen looks nice.
Yes, and Candace as well, and Scholar.
Ooh,
Scholar's a moment.
Scholar's having fun.
She really.
I need her reads to catch up though. When she tried to come at Mia, I just need her reads to get to the level of
I feel like she got potential. Scholar got potential.
She's gorgeous. A. Mm-hmm. She's fun. B. She's impartial. They need an impartial party on the show.
I think what it is, a lot of times when we, because I feel like she can, get her in order. Because like I said, we went over getting a person together, checking them, and then reading them through film. It's a very difference. And I feel like a lot of times with these shows, and a lot of people, when they start doing it, they be just want to get you together. And it's like, girl, you got to add some spice with it. You got to understand that, again, you're on the show, you got to be entertaining as well. And I think later down the line, I feel like it kicks in of, okay, this is how I'm going to say it next time. Whatever case may be. So I'm a scholar, I feel like she has potential.
She does.
Because Wendy had pulled it off.
She did.
She been pulling it off.
Or Candace, when Candace was like, Ashley, were you there, darling?
Mm-hmm.
Were you there, love?
Okay, next. That's how you do it when you get a person together. You got it. So like I said, it start off with like I said, it's supposed to be reasonable and shady, whatever case may be. And they all get there and stuff like that. They start having the conversations of what is reasonable and what is shady, and they went over a lot of things. So they went over. What was the first one they went over?
Oh, about the reasonably shady stuff?
Yeah.
Dang, what did they say? Did they start, or did they? No, they, before they even got into it, they got into the conversation where Giselle said, "Oh, I think that Robin and me had different opinions on how we wanted things to go.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to say that some girls could come in the house and use the bathroom. I want to say this. I want to point this out. Giselle, I know you're trying to be shady, and I get it. I get that you want to be that character, but that's disrespectful.
It really
There's
is.
a level to being shady, and that was disrespectful.
And I'm like Wendy, and I think we had agree about Wendy. Wendy has the issue what they have with Wendy is very direct.
Yes.
Of how she wants to handle it. And I think the point is, I think what when is like when she's on attack and like she's like looking straight for us of who I am trying to get. And I think a lot of times what really irritates her, especially what they be doing, is trying to jump in. Girl, I was talking to her.
Because I was talking to her. Ashley got that bad this season. Robin got that bad since episode 1. Since season 1.
It's like I am talking to her. Let me address her. Like it's this gain up situation that is just unknown.
Trying to protect Giselle when Giselle was the one who was wrong. Yes. Like let Giselle protect herself.
You are speaking up if you are part of the equation. So the situation when the situation with Candace and Wendy, and when it was about them answering that silly ass question, Wendy had a right to timing because it was about her. And it was about Candace. They had a right. She had a right. So that was the only situation where they had a right to speak at the same time to Giselle, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, to Giselle.
Right.
Because you're talking about both of them. That's exactly what it is.
Let Giselle handle that situation. Giselle was the problem. Let Giselle be the problem in that situation. Mm-hmm. I don't need Mia, Ashley, and Robin to defend anybody in the situation. Let her do her thing.
Exactly.
Giselle was wrong. Let Giselle be wrong by herself.
It's hard for her. So again, like I said, Wendy was offended and was like, and I wasn't gonna really come to girl. That is so fake. Girl, I wasn't gonna come anyway.
Right.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
But why did you come? I came. Well, I wasn't gonna come to Williamsburg, or no, I wasn't gonna come to the nude effect or whatever. Okay, then we're here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. It's just like, it's bothersome that y'all keep saying, Wendy's just getting so combative. It's like, no, she's calm.
Well, she call out bullshit when she sees it. I think the point is Wendy knows when a person is being genuine with her. This is what it is for Wendy. Mm-hmm. Wendy is not like Karen in some certain ways. Karen to the point of just try to fake the funk and just get along. Wendy like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I have an issue with you. You are out of order until you have corrected yourself. Because it reminds you what Eddie has said, where she don't really think she's wrong. I don't know about going with that aspect, but I think the point is with this situation, she is not wrong.
Right.
And she's sticking by her guns, and she like, you hoes are out of order, and y'all need to stop, because it's like, y'all not going to stop. But again, she's being called weird. Oh, in some sense, it's not they said the word, but aggressive of how she wants to go by it.
And they're trying to.
They're not saying it, but they're doing it.
Walk around it.
They don't want to say that exact word, but it's basically what it is, especially when a person feels attacked or whatever case may be. And again, which gonna fail later on because they're gonna be bringing up the same situation again. So, it was what it was with that situation. Then they move on to the questions. So, I'm trying to find out what the first question was, if I'm not mistaken.
Me too. You guys, we'll be right back. We're going to try to figure these questions out really quickly. We'll be back, you guys. Hey guys, we're back.
We did some detective work.
Yes, we did some.
Okay, so the first question was
Inspector Glass emoji. Inspector Glass emoji.
weird.
Circle chat. No, I'm just kidding.
Girl, okay. So the first question is it reasonable to hold a grudge after a person has apologized for it? So it's either you pick shady or reasonable.
I will say this. I think that's one of those, it depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It
if it's
depends on
a
what it
person,
was.
if it's like me, you having issues and we move on. Because there's no, what do we need to hold a grudge onto you for?
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
Exactly.
But if it's like somebody who did something egregious, like I think Candace has every right to hold on to a grudge with Mia after you kind of asked my mother, "Am I making money?" or this and that. After you did that, that's too much. This is the line. This is you crossing the line. You jumped. You jumped. Y'all can't see it, but the line and the thing is far away from each other.
And I hate when it's like always called a grudge because we're like, oh, you shouldn't hold grudges and all that. I don't. I just don't fuck with the hoe.
Yeah. That's the point of disrespect.
That's just whatever. And then they turn, oh, you're grudging. No, I just don't want to fuck with her. Well, you're holding against her. No, I just can't unsee it. I don't mean I need,
It's just the point of disrespect.
Yes. I mean, you're going to reach, though, and the reason why they wanted to make this a question because Giselle and Robin, and mostly Giselle, is known for doing things. Ashley, too.
Ashley, definitely.
Two people. And then they turn around and apologize and go back and do the exact similarities of what they're apologized for. So it's like,
it's a good quote from a rapper that we can't talk about right now because she's going through whatever she's going through and she's doing things that she did, and it's a great quote that she can.
What was
it? You know who I'm talking about?
Oh.
NM.
MM.
NM.
NM.
Petty. She married that man.
Oh, NM. Oh, girl.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. It's a quote she has. I want to quote it so bad, but I can't because
we're having issues with her.
Unfortunately, because I love her music. She has great music.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. The thing is, like, y'all keep asking, is this reasonable? And the problem is, you may see it as reasonable or shady, but that person doesn't see it as that.
Exactly.
And I think that's the problem with this group. Is like, y'all sit here and, well, I mean, I would, especially you, Robin, Mia, and Forehead.
Mm-hmm.
Forehead, what's her name?
Yeah. Ashley. Girl,
I was really trying. Ashley. Y'all wanna say, well, this is how it's supposed to be. This is what I would do. No, fool well, y'all never did that y'all first season. When y'all came on, y'all did not do the same thing at all.
My point is, like I said again, it depends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I already told you I had my back and forth with my supervisor, and I'm telling you, full force with all my convictions, it's nothing she can say to make me look at her differently.
Yeah.
I won't ever go down that road with her. It's been back and forth so long, and it's to the point that I'm like, this is the breaking point.
Yes.
And I'm like, you know what? I don't wish you ill will. I wish you leave me the hell alone. But if something bad happened to you,
moving on, right on along.
I'm just saying. No, I'm not saying like death. Like that's egregious. But no. Just basically like, okay, whatever, girl. Like if you was a loser, okay, girl. You feel bad?
No,
I feel bad. Good. That's what I do. So it could be a point where at some point that you're like, you know what? It's no going forward. I don't care how much you apologize. Like, I don't care no more. And I think we have to reach a point when people show you who they are. And regardless if they apologize, especially when you have a point where you are fed up, when you have heard it so many times from them, and it's like, you know what? I am good at the end of the day. And
Right.
it's just the point of, it's not even holding a grudge. It's just at a point of peace and just like, I know who you are and you're not the type of person I want to fool with. And I am moving on. Oh, you're holding a grudge. Well, if you want to call it that, sugar, that is, but I'm sleeping at night.
Exactly.
What I want to be bothered with you. You the one feeling like I'm holding that on the grudge that you can't sleep at night. But that's another story. So I don't know, so yeah, it's definitely depends on the situation, and that's just the end of the day. So it's reasonable.
Yeah. So they kept asking questions, essentially kind of seeing how the ladies felt about things that they did. Let's just be honest. Most of the things that happened, they did, except that one that was about.
But why is it the point they got to be shady if let's just say if in the scenario where you done it once and they holding a grudge, that's shady. No, it's just a point that I don't know. I wouldn't consider it shady. I consider it maybe it may not be reasonable, but I wouldn't consider it shady.
Exactly. And I think that's the thing. It's like you gotta realize that not everybody thinks how you think. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Within reason. Let's say that within reason. There's some people who think some things and you're just like, girl, what? How did we get here?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So they did a lot of that. They had one question that was more so aimed at Wendy. They had a cute question that was aimed at Karen, where it was like, is it reasonable to call your friend early in the morning or something and tell them you don't like them?
Yes.
I thought that was funny. I'm sorry.
It is,
Karen,
especially when you got to see them bitches. I mean, look, if you know you stuck with a
Karen,
hoe, you gonna do some shit like that. That is
Karen getting
reasonable.
into Robin is always funny. It's always a treat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. It's just fun. It's just fun shade. She just lightly shades her. She's fun shades her. You know, just little gems out there, you know? So I like that. But they had a question that was like, is it whack or is it shady? Is it reasonable to tell your friend about something that somebody said about them behind their back while you're doing something? I don't know if they said while you were doing something, but I'll add that in just in case. So let's just say that's what they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say this. Um, I agree with the ladies that the time and the place was wrong.
It depends
That's
on the
as
person.
much as I can get. Well, we're
It
talking
depends
about
on
the
the person.
situation with Candace,
The situation with Candace,
where she was in her video.
depends.
We're talking about her music video.
Yeah, no, it depends.
Yeah,
they got some people that, if like I said, they got some friends that they be like, oh no, I want to know now.
yeah.
I want to know who's at my party talking shit about me so I can remove them or I can handle the situation, because I don't want to be in this bitch face and this whole time this bitch was talking about me.
You know
So
what?
it
Yeah,
all
I'll give you that.
depends on the person that when they need to hear that information or whatever case may be. And what Candace said, oh yes, she was supposed to tell me. And at that time too. So
I can give you
again,
that.
it depends on the person. So it's reasonable. It
I
depends on the
feel
person.
like it depends on the person and the situation, because I think with Candace, what she was dealing with at that moment, that's a high stress situation, and you as the talent need to be in as minimal stress as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of blame Chris about the whole situation being kind of a sloppy mess. Let's just be honest, it was a sloppy mess.
Mm-hmm.
But this is his first time doing something he doesn't know how to do. He's not a director.
Yes.
He's not in this industry. So it's like he's not knowing how to, so I feel like I can't fully blame him because, we already talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to say that, yeah, Mia, that was messy of you. It was messy of Candace's mom. I don't blame Wendy for going to her friend and being like, the girls is talking about you behind your back. But I do feel like I can agree just on the point of at that moment, hold off on telling her. Tell her the next time you see her.
Yeah.
Like, let her get her music video out the way and not be in a stressed situation, because she's in a stressed situation. Let's just be honest. And let her get out of that first. Let her get off of that hurdle, and then she can tackle the hurdle of Mia.
Yes.
So I feel like, yeah, it's one of those.
So it's reasonable.
Just that. That's the only part.
It depends on the
That's
person.
the only part.
It's reasonable.
I feel like she should still tell her.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
So, and then Candace comes up around that time, and then that's when basically her and Mia got into the situation where she turned around and said, you know, why are you talking to my mom about
Mm-hmm.
me? Again, we already said the heat should be more with your mom than her, but it is a good sense of correcting the hoe too.
Yeah.
So she had every right. But I think
the Mia started that situation because she was like, "Oh, I want to know, is Chris getting paid?" You started
she
that,
started that situation, but
but the
the
mom,
mom was
yeah,
already
you're right,
shady.
you're right,
The
you're
mom
right, you're
opened the
right,
window
you're
for
right,
that.
you're right.
So
And then it was
again,
like everybody else was like, "Oh well, do you feel like this, Candace? None of those women are your friends.
exactly.
The only people that are really, really, really your friends, Ascala,
Mm-hmm.
Wendy, a little bit of Karen too, but I feel like Karen was engaging in the mess and the drama. But I don't feel like it was as egregious or as bad as somebody who's like was gunning for you last season to get you off of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's be honest, Giselle was gunning for Candace to get off of the show.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she had. That's why she was having Monique set up as the pet attack dog to get Candace off the show.
Okay, let's move on.
Am I lying? Because did
Let's
she
move.
not? Wait. Listen. Because here's how it was. Let's be honest. Ashley and Giselle had that discussion, and they was like, "Well, did you know that Candace is cool with Charisse? Charisse. Thanks, Alexandra Rogers. Charisse. She was cool with Charisse, and so Giselle had a conversation with Monique and was like, "Hey, Monique, did you know that Candace is cool with Charisse?" And Monique was like, "Oh, I didn't know that. I thought me and her was cool. This is not, yada, yada, yada." And then that's why it was like every step of the way, it was always Giselle this is Giselle in the background while Monique is going after Candace. Whole time, Giselle is the one who's setting you up to go after Candace when you should be going after Giselle. Because Giselle was the one who started that whole situation. Giselle was the one who started that discussion with Charisse about talking about your husband and the baby and the this and the that. That was Giselle. Giselle was the main orchestrator of all of that. That's who y'all both should have came together and been like, you know what? It's Giselle. Giselle's the problem. That's who's actually the issue. Let's get her out of here. Let's go ahead and attack that wig. Let's go ahead and attack her fashions. Let's go ahead and attack that house. It's already fighting itself. I'm just saying. Let's go ahead and attack that. Who was Giselle with that time? What's his name?
Jamal.
There you go. That man. Let's talk about that relationship is on shaky, shaky ground. It's on finicky ground. Let's get into that together. Let's get into that together.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, Monique, you attacking Candace.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm sorry, Monique. I have a question. Be honest with me.
Oh, girl,
Could you wait? Listen. Could you forgive somebody who said that you had a miscarriage because you was drunk driving, and then they said that you faked your miscarriage? Could you forgive somebody for that?
No.
That's somebody I would hold a grudge with.
Mm-hmm.
That was Ashley. I'm just pointing that out. I'm sorry. That's like, I know you're trying to turn a new leaf with Ashley, but that's unforgivable. That's something that I'd be like, if something ever happens to you, Ashley, I'm laughing. I'm cackling. Actually, I will text you I will screenshot whatever it is or send you the letter and laugh in your face. Because how dare you tell me that my miscarriage was faked and then you set up that rumor that I was a drunk wig, that I was a drunk driver? You set up that whole plot? Girl, bye. Girl, boom. That's why every chance I'm going to get, forehead. Actually, that's how I feel now. I had to get there. Sorry, you guys. I had to process myself to that point. Forehead needs to go.
I don't know where this is all coming from.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about last season. I know we got to stop talking about it, girl. I know we're tired of talking about last season. I am tired of talking about last season, but it's just like a lot of last season was haphazardly handled. And then for Bravo to be like, we don't condone violence, girl, girl, girl. Y'all getting people drunk without feeding them, and y'all are surprised that violence happens? What? Y'all putting alcohol in people's hands without feeding them, and you're surprised that violence is going to happen? Where's the math? You see the math in that? No.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I'm just saying, this is the T.O. show. We just got to talk facts.
Wig.
Anyways, okay, back to the... I'm off my soapbox, you guys. We can talk. Let's talk. Yeah. Candace did come after Mia because it's like, you were being shady. That was really shady.
Yeah.
And this is the second time somebody did something like that to her about Chris behind her back. Because Sharice did that time when she was like, "Oh, what's Chris paying for with his brown peanuts? What's he paying for? Nothing." Whole time Sharice don't have nobody.
Girl, wig.
I'm just saying, Sharice, what did you have? Just saying. I'm sorry.
Wig.
The rum and coke hit.
I see this girl is on a 10. Okay.
But go ahead.
Wig. So basically Candace and Mia gets into it about the whole situation, and they're going back and forth and all that. And again, Wendy was going back and forth with the girls because they were like, "Oh, she shouldn't have said that." And Wendy stuck by her, her statement and stuff like that of how she did it. She's like, "Yeah, I'll do it, and I was right. I was being a friend." Again, when Candace came there, she was being a friend, and yes, I wanted to hear it.
I feel like if any one of y'all had actually had a point and said the point of, it's more so because Candace has a music video happening, and I don't think that would have been the right time while she's under a lot of stress and pressure. But the problem is every one of y'all calls it low budget. So that's why y'all didn't say that, because y'all was sitting here dragging her about that music video and all that, but whatever, girl. Go ahead.
Oh, no, that's true. But my point is Ashley doesn't keep that same energy for Robin and
Candace doesn't. Yeah. None of them actually do, because remember, Ashley did that one time when she was like, Giselle Giselle is messy. I'm used to that. But Monique, I cannot believe she did that. It's like, what? Y'all keep doing this. And also, again, let me say something. Please don't tell me what somebody else meant and that I shouldn't take what they said as offensive. Don't do that to me. Don't tell me that.
Oh, I hate that.
Don't tell me how to feel about something. I
didn't want you to be offended. Okay, girl.
I don't think they meant it that way. Okay, but that's what was said.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you want me to do with that information. Oh, they didn't mean it that way? Oh, okay. Well, that's what was said. I'm here now.
Yeah.
Are they going to tell me that they didn't mean it that way and apologize? Oh, okay, then. Shut up. And again, Candace, you had to get Ashley together, because Ashley kept going and interjecting. And it's like, Ashley, you wasn't even there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even be there for any of the things that's happening. And you want me to listen to you? You wasn't there.
Wig.
She be bumping her forehead into too many things, girl. I get it. It's IMAX level, but just shh.
Okay, well,
it's giving IMAX, girl. We get it. Just be quiet.
Move on. So they turn around and eventually ask the question about, oh, should a friend be upset if a person had changed their body?
If people have concerns about their body after cheating allegations. Here's the problem again, where y'all keep bringing up these cheating allegations and there's no truth to them. And you want to say, well, I don't have an STD. They said that I have an STD. I don't have one. So why do y'all keep bringing up the cheating thing then?
Exactly.
I'm confused. I'm not understanding where y'all are coming from, because none of y'all make sense.
Yeah.
None of y'all have given any proof. None of y'all have any of that. But go ahead. How do you feel?
No, I definitely agree on the same thing. I think that, again, it's like, why y'all keep on bringing this up? Why y'all want to talk about this? Why is this going to be a part of the show? I guess they're trying to find a way of saying that, oh, Wendy overreacted. Again, like Wendy said, which I like, y'all got my number. If y'all had an issue or concern, you gotta just come and call me.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like that was the point. Like, you should have said
and
that.
if you feel like you can call me, then you're not really my friend.
Exactly. I'm going to point this out, and this was cute. When Giselle was like, oh, you're just hating, and Wendy was like, hating on what? Hating on this?
Mm-hmm. And then you being disrespectful, so I think you need to leave. I'm like,
You
girl, leave my house. Girl, I'm in the what's called
Karen said this is a public property.
Which, it is. And, with good reason, and then hear Mia chiming in and all that jazz, and then turn around, and then a scholar was trying to be the mediator. Because you're like, okay, well, it just seemed like it's just, it's going left because of this or whatever. Then Mia tries to come for a scholar or whatever case may be, which a scholar was like, girl, look, don't do it.
All right.
Leave me alone.
Exactly.
And we love a scholar. I love a scholar. We want a scholar to have a champagne glass.
I need her reads to come up, though. That's all I ask.
It'll get there.
It will. Listen, you don't have to do too much to read Mia. Can we be honest? I do. Okay. Now, let me ask you. How do you feel about what Candace said to Mia? How do you feel about that? Where Mia said,
low budget?
Yeah.
Nothing with that. Let me tell you something. When you cross the line, when you be playing with people's moms and gossip, let me tell you something. I'm going to hell.
She said, now watch yourself. Your mama's low budget. Watch yourself.
Oh, she's like, oh, okay, good. Mm-hmm.
I was like, well,
you know what I went through, mom? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I mean, girl, I don't care how you want to run with it.
Okay, let me ask this. Let me tell you something. Let me say something. And somebody said this. A lot of people say this. You said this too. Listen. If me and you are in an argument, all bets are off from what I'm going to say to you.
Yeah.
I don't. You think I care about your feelings? I don't. You think I care? Absolutely not. I'm going to insult you. I'm going to make sure you cry. That's what I want. That's the whole goal.
Well, okay.
I'm just saying, right?
Okay.
Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, girl.
Girl, now shut up. Be quiet. She agrees. She know full well she would do the same thing. Come on now.
Okay.
You don't feel that way?
Well, I know I want to get you together.
She's trying to be light with it, but you know what she's trying to say. She's trying to say the same thing I'm saying, but she's just saying it nicer. That's it. I'm just saying. That's the whole point. I'm supposed to. We're arguing, and you want me to. Oh, that's not cool. You said something to me disrespectful. What am I supposed to do?
Exactly. Then we get to the point where, like I said, she asked her to leave, and then Wendy didn't leave just yet until she invited them all to.
Because Karen blurted it out on accident.
Karen was ready to go.
Karen was over it.
Look, you can reach a point when a person is having an argument or when there's so much going on. I usually get irritated like that. I'm like, yeah, let me go.
I want to point this out. They had drinks. They did not eat.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep doing that. They keep giving y'all drinks and not giving y'all food first.
Mm-hmm.
And you have that little
what, smorgasbord? Look, girl, let me say smorgasbord. Girl, that is SpongeBob. Wasn't that SpongeBob?
I don't know for sure.
I think it was.
Probably.
Whatever, that platter.
The
platter.
Oh, we're going to just give you guys, what did she have?
Dragon fruit.
And sandwiches.
Yeah.
You're going to give me wine and whiskey and all that, and you just going to give me a sandwich?
Sounds like that.
And you don't expect to be cussed out? On accident? Just slightly, just on accident cussed out?
Because Wendy reads are getting better. It's getting
they
stronger.
Are the jealous of this, hating on this.
Mm-hmm.
That was
I wasn't gonna come anyway. Why you here? I don't know why. And then turn around. Okay, everybody can come. What? Okay. Then that girl here. Oh, Giselle and the path.
And your luggage.
Yeah. Okay. And then like, okay, this bitch.
She's being really mean and aggressive. Also, again, I keep saying this. I'm so sorry. I don't want to say this too many times. Forehead, just be quiet. Linebacker, just be quiet.
Weird.
Styrofoam face, just be quiet. Let Stovepipe Legs say what she got to say. Let her talk by herself.
Now watch out for that body shaming now.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You can't body shame people.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Can't say nothing to me about somebody. You know. IMAX needs to just be quiet though. I'm just saying.
Wig.
She
I
do.
can't with you, girl.
Wig. But all right, you guys. This was our little light review.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about Potomac. We enjoyed ourselves. We love it. It's great. It's a good show.
We're gonna do the Candace one next, you guys. That'll be next week.
Yes.
And we'll probably add Chasing Dallas in there.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about a couple different things. We want to talk about Candace's album because it dropped. If I had to get a quick, tiny little review right quick, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna go.
We're gonna in depth. We're gonna talk about the songs. Yes.
All right, you guys. We heading on out.
This was the T.O. show. I am a Lord.
And I'm tired of hoe.
And we're just some tired Potomac heifers.
Girl.
We're tired hating on this heifers.
Girl, wig. All right, you guys.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.